Buyurun.
Okay, that's great. Maybe something. Oh yeah, you
You are coming with me. Where is the...
Hey.
Well, to kick off this press conference, I first would like to wish all of you a Happy New Year. And allow me to go straight to answering question posed by Ms. Nadia. It's true that I signed an agreement with the present regime in 1997. The circumstances that made my movement sign the Khartoum Peace Agreement were as follows. The IGAD peace process had then stopped, and the IGAD summit of heads of state and government had convened a summit in Nairobi on the 5th January 1995, even directing the Sudanese people to pursue peace the way they want. So my movement got into dialogue with the regime in Khartoum. Then a peace agreement, the basis of the agreement was, or were, as follows: self-determination to be exercised in a referendum, internationally supervised, for people of Southern Sudan. That's the major issue. But all in all, we pushed the regime. Let me say, the regime has not kept to its word. It violated the Khartoum Peace Agreement, which was signed in front of the Sudanese people in the Republican Palace. That shows to you Khartoum, or the regime in Khartoum, is not credible. You recall I was appointed President for the South and Assistant President of the Republic. Two good jobs. I have a commitment to my people, a commitment to bring about peace in Sudan and to realize the exercise of right of self-determination to the people of Southern Sudan. And in a democratic forum. I didn't get that in Khartoum. They cheated me for how many months? I think they cheated me for about 30 months. So I had to quit. Nadia, that doesn't mean I'm not stable in my political inclination.
I didn't say that.
I was there in 1983 until 1991, when a conflict occurred, conflict of ideas, conflict of perception, conflict of what is it we are fighting for. We had a debate. What is the objective of the struggle? Because we had overthrown, or through our good offices, Mabior, the dictator that was overthrown in 1985, April 6. But then we continued fighting. General Dahab with his civilian cabinet. Dahab handed over to a democratically elected government. I tell you, I found it very difficult. I was a field commander, particularly in the northern fronts, in the oil fields, in western Upper Nile, and in Upper Nile, northern Upper Nile, wrong areas going to Kinana areas. I found it difficult, I should admit, fighting a man called Sadiq al-Mahdi. The reason was simple. The Sudanese people had elected a democratic government. So I asked myself, what am I fighting for? Democracy? Or, because if it were democracy, a man like me would have joined Sadiq al-Mahdi in 1986 and up to 1989. But because the aspirations of the people of Southern Sudan, they aspire for democracy, let me say, but this exercise of right of self-determination. So we continued fighting Sadiq. But then we were not clear. When Bashir took over, the war became simple. Because now we could say, this is a dictator. Sadiq was difficult. So we had that debate. I am so happy today that the debate is over. We're signing and the struggle that we established from scratch can take 91 because we couldn't reach. And even I left. Unfortunately, it cost us a lot. Now, 11 years of conflict, brother fighting brother, and you have a common enemy here.
Yes.
It was so difficult. So I'm happy today that this is over. Then Nadia, how can I then leave? Since the objective that I wanted to be clear, made clear to the world is there. The principles of democracy, human rights is there. I think the liberation struggle, we have been two movements for 11 years. The liberation struggle has united today. And I think, and Bashir knows, this is not an easy thing, it's not a joke. And just to give a little comment on what our elder brother, and also he has been a helper. You know, he moved between me and my brother, Dr. Garang. I'm happy that the guy who thought that he should bless this, he did it very well. I didn't have the pre-arrangement, so Mr. Kipler, we appreciate your word. Our unity will last. And you will recall these are the differences. Thank you, Nadia.
Thank you. I'm a local journalist. I work for a private agency known as the Regional Scope Media Network for the Great Lakes region. Now, I will direct the first question to Dr. Garang, and then the joint question to both of you, Chairman. Mr. Garang, the fight in the Sudan
was left by the British, supposed to be independent. They left it fighting itself. Because by 1955, the South had rebelled into it. The assumption in Khartoum was that the South rebelled because it is non-Muslim, it is not Arab. Luckily enough, these days we have Muslims. But some of these Muslims are fighting along or side by side with us who can be described non-Muslims. It has even gone further, not only in the south, it has gone further northwards, that there are people, including Sheikh Usman al-Marghani, Mohammed Usman al-Marghani, sorry, is also fighting. Now then the question is, what is wrong in Sudan? Is it the conceptualization of this state? Or do we hate each other? I think it is the conceptualization of the state. And then when people like us demand the right for exercise of self-determination, it's because we have analyzed that there's something wrong in the conceptualization of this state. Sudan is multiracial, multi-religious, multicultural, multi-ethnic. It would be a great state. It would be an economic power. It would also be, a military power in the region. But as long as the rulers in Khartoum want to forge an Islamic state, an Arab state, it has shattered the foundation it should stand on. So people look for new ideas. One of them is the New Sudan. Can we get a form of unity where we accommodate? We were discussing in the palace. I had the privilege, and a man who had no constitutional cause, but he is the president. So while we were discussing arrangements, how would we participate in government? I told the aide, a very close man, I should say his name, President Bashir appointed me Minister of Defense. The man nearly jumped out of his skin. Now, imagine why Riek Machar cannot be Minister of Defense. I come from the central Sudan. Center of it, where the oil is. Can we shall not guide the wells of Sudan? But the men told me, what is the problem is they have Islamized the army. How would a non-Muslim head an institution which is being used for Islamizing the country? How would that happen? The jihad with my brother, Dr. Garang was talking about, the instrument to carry it out, not only in the they move with somebody who can pray like John Sudan. Pray to us. That is our problem. So we are looking for new concepts, new ideas, new visions to create new Sudan. I always say we have failed to do so. Sadiq has failed. Bashir has failed to do so. Then why don't they let the South go? Nobody refused. Sudan, to tell you frankly. But we have this problem of conceptualization التنظير لدولة السودان الحديثة. This is a problem. And so when the rest of the Sudan don't listen, what will the South say? We go. The West is fully Muslim. Right? الأخ دكتور غرنج قال لو تحدثت عن دولة فور هيقول لك أنت مجنون؟ أنت مجنون؟ ما في دولة فور. ولكن هنالك ناس يتمتعون ويتباهوا بأن في دولة عربية في السودان. لماذا دولة فور؟ So this is our problem. It's a long story. Let me go ahead. Nobody declares war against his own country. But even suppose أنا قلتها أنا أعلن حرب على ما موجود يعني الموجودين في القصر. هل أنا بكون مخطئ؟ ما أكون مخطئ لأنه بيمارس الإرهاب على كل ناس. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I am saying, even if I declared war against that clique in the palace, would I be wrong? They respect nothing. They terrorize people.